Hey everybody, Jason Eastley here. We got to talk about this Pam Bondi thing. I mean, we've seen this performance before from her in the Senate when she testified. This whole I'm not going to answer questions, but I'm going to try to attack the Democrats and make points for, score points with Donald Trump. But what we saw today was just completely bonkers off the rails kind of stuff. I mean, it was way, way, way out there. But the only thing I could think of off the top of my head is that Bondi's trying to save her job. I wrote about this on Politicus USA. There's only the only explanation that even slightly makes sense for this behavior is that Bondi's trying to save her job. Bondi knows she might very well be cooked, so she's trying to do whatever she can to curry and court favor with Trump. I mean, there were a lot of nutty moments in this hearing, but by far the craziest was one of the craziest was whenever she got into it with Jamie Raskin, the future chair of the House Judiciary Committee of Democrats would win back the House. And she basically told him after he said, we saw what you said, we saw what you did in the Senate. You're not going to filibuster and waste our time here and attack us. And she responded with, you're not going to tell me what to do. And then she mumbled something about he wasn't even a lawyer and he was a washed up lawyer, but he's not even a lawyer. It was all congressional hearings, public congressional hearings by nature are performative. There's a lot of performance in them. What happened on this one was Bondi didn't want to answer any questions. She didn't have answers for questions. And the whole point of the hearing, it wasn't even to rally the MAGA or conservative audience necessarily. I don't even think that was about. I think this was just about making Donald Trump happy. Look at how I went after those Democrats. Look at how I took them on. Though, I mean, I got to get to it. I mean, the most absolutely bonkers part of this hearing was when Bondi started ranting about Trump and the stock market. You got to see it. If you haven't seen this clip, if you haven't seen it, you got to see it.
7,000
Let's watch it right now.
And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
Committee will be in order.
Mr. Jordan, am I?
The Democrats were literally laughing at her as she said about this. She said, we should be talking about the Dow. We should be talking. This is a hearing on judicial oversight. No, you definitely should not be talking about the Dow or the economy or anything else that Donald Trump wants to talk about. No, you should be talking about why the DOJ is not investigating the murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy by ICE in Minneapolis. The DOJ is not investigating them. Why? We should be talking about what the DOJ is doing with their resources. We should be talking about 1,000,001 things that are not Donald Trump, the economy, and especially the Dow. And I wish MAGA would learn, Donald Trump would learn that the Dow is not the economy. The American people aren't sitting around going, oh my goodness, my stock portfolio is too low. I wish somebody would come and fix it. Most Americans don't have stocks. And what investments they have are in 401ks. The Dow is not the issue. The issue is expensive utility prices, expensive grocery prices, a dead job market, and wages that just aren't keeping up with inflation. Those are the issues. But none of those issues belong in a House Judiciary Committee hearing. Let's continue on.
I'm going to get an extra 45 seconds added to my time.
The committee will be in order. The time belongs to the gentleman from Texas. Ms. Bondi, the Attorney General can respond.
Thank you. The Dow has shattered
And she just goes
50,000
again.
for the first time. This is crazy. They said it
No,
couldn't
you know
be
what's
done in
crazy?
4 years,
Pam
yet
Bondi
President Trump
at a Judiciary Committee hearing, the Attorney General talking about the Dow. That is what's crazy. Absolutely insane.
has done it in 1 year.
No one cares except for rich people who are heavily invested in the market. Tell me when Donald Trump brings grocery prices down. Tell me when electric bills and heating bills stop skyrocketing. Until then, shut up, and it definitely doesn't belong in a House Judiciary Committee hearing. Okay, we have one other clip here. We all know Thomas Massie. Donald Trump is primarying Thomas Massie. Trump's mad at Massie over his advocacy and, frankly, very important work getting the Epstein, trying to get the Epstein files released and justice for the victims, the survivors, I should say. I apologize. So Trump's angry at him. Trump is primarying him. Massie is on the Judiciary Committee. So what did Pam Bondi have to say to Thomas Massie? Well,
Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction out of
Where he's
over
listed as a
4,700,
co-conspirator.
and we invited you in.
Gentlemen,
This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get. You're a failed politician.
Gentlemen,
You need to
I
know
want you to
things
watch the
matter.
video.
Mr. Chairman, please restore his time and remind the witness of the rules here.
There is no credible information. None.
So Massie was trying to figure out why and asking why Bondi and the DOJ are redacting the names of Epstein co-conspirators. And as he pointed out, one of the co-conspirators' names was eventually released when he caught them, when Representative Massie caught the Department of Justice. So Bondi's answer to that, you have Trump derangement syndrome and you're a failed politician. So let's see. Bondi is basically not even an incel comic. Bondi is just trying to get through the hearing and please Donald Trump. This hearing was by far one of the most embarrassing spectacles you're ever going to witness, and it wasn't embarrassing for the Democrats, which, by the way, as I remind people, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. This wasn't an embarrassing thing for the Democrats. I mean, this was embarrassing for the Republicans and the Trump administration. The Trump administration, all this hearing did was reaffirm that every single piece of the Trump second administration is not focused on the American people. They don't care about the American people. This keeps coming up again and again and again and again and again and again. And Bondi didn't sit there and tell us exactly what the Department of Justice is doing for the American people. She defended ICE, defended deportations, spouted out some statistics occasionally. And she didn't say anything about what the Department of Justice, which is supposed to be working for justice for the American people, was actually doing for the American people. George says, what a contentious, overblown phony she is. Yeah, I mean, it's all, and Trump likes that big performative kind of thing, George. So that's what Trump wanted to see. So that's what she gave Trump. She gave Trump a performance. And, you know, I don't think I had the clip here. I have it elsewhere. I should have put it up here. About with her criticizing Democrats for daring to challenge Trump, who she called the most successful president of all time. I swear, I've never seen a sitting or any Attorney General of the United States grovel and propagandize and just push the cult of personality about how wonderful Donald J. Trump is as president. And this is the whole thing that's turning off 60 to 65% of America right now. You see, these people aren't getting it. They don't see that the country isn't buying what they're selling. They don't see that most of the country doesn't view Donald Trump as a successful, great president. They don't see that they sound inauthentic, and as George put it, phony. They're not real. Oh, look at that. We got a comment here. I can't publish that. It contains profanity, and it's somebody ranting about Merrick Garland and the Epstein files, and it's totally garbage. This is all talking points. Okay, I will say here, we're going to put this up just for a second to respond for something. Why Garland didn't release the Epstein files at all? Because all of your heroes in Washington were all in the files themselves. What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. That's insane. Merrick Garland and the Epstein files. Why are we talking about Merrick Garland? What does Merrick Garland have to do with today and right now? And why the Department of Justice hasn't released any files? What and who are the heroes? Who are the heroes that are in these files? So far, we have found out that Donald Trump's name is mentioned over 1 million times in the unredacted files. So apparently, if you have a hero that's mentioned a lot in the files, was Merrick Garland covering for Donald Trump? Is that what you're trying to say? That doesn't make much sense. But then again, all these contrived pushing the blame back to Barack Obama or Merrick Garland or Joe Biden or the Tooth Fairy, it's all designed to do the same thing. Nobody wants there to be any conversation on the right they don't want to talk about. As Trump has politicized this, so many of the MAGAs here, they don't want to talk about justice for the survivors. That's what this is really about. This is about justice for the survivors. Not Barack Obama, not Merrick Garland, not Joe Biden, not Hillary Clinton, not Pizzagate, not anything else you want to make up. It's about the survivors. And why this Department of Justice, which by law is required to release everything, is not following through. Why? Why are they so opposed to justice for survivors? Why is Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States, talking about the Dow instead of getting justice for the Epstein survivors? I don't care who the co-conspirators are, if they're what political party they belong to. Don't care. If you enabled, participated, did any sort of criminal activity, whether it was assaulting young girls, or whether it is financial, anything that was done illegally to help Epstein cover this up, to embolden, encourage, and enable, needs to face accountability. That's the point. It's not about Merrick Garland or whatever. This is about survivors. And this is about how Donald Trump doesn't care about them and just wants people to, as he said, move on from this. People aren't going to move on because this is a microcosm. This whole scandal is a microcosm of very rich people at the top getting different rules, different treatment, being above the law. That's what's wrong right now in this country. That's why so many people feel there's so many things wrong in this country right now. That's what's happening. And if you want to talk about blaming somebody, blaming this, blaming that, the reason what Pam Bondi's hearing showed the country is this Department of Justice isn't here for you. It's not going to be here for you. And it does not care about you. So it's only here it's like Donald Trump's private law firm. It's only here for this president. I'm Jason Easley. I write for Politicus USA. I write for The Daily with Sarah Jones. Both publications are on Substack. Please subscribe. I will throw a link to them in the comments underneath each of these social media places where you're watching this. Please consider subscribing. We got good stuff for you every day. Follow us on X, Politicus USA. Twitter, Politicus USA, Facebook, Politicus USA, YouTube, Politicus USA, TikTok, Politicus USA, Instagram, Politicus USA. Please follow Sarah's account on X, Sarah Jones, Sarah Reese Jones, Politicus USA. Or Politicus Sarah is actually her username. Politicus Sarah. It's been so long that I forgot about it. Otherwise, I am Jason Easley. Thank you for joining this stream today. Thank you for leaving comments and participating. And we'll talk soon.